What's up guys, my name is TechnoTuner, and today I'm bringing to you my Yubel deck profile. This deck has a lot of capabilities such as tributing off monsters, setting up Yubel for further interaction while forcing your opponent to really swing in and deal damage to themselves. It also is just a fan favorite deck of a lot of people. This deck has a lot of capability, even to this day, of being a very good rogue option, especially for those that know how to combo very well with it. This deck is a lot of fun to play. It has a lot of history to it, given that it is a GX lore-wise deck, and will more likely get support in the future. But I wanted to bring it to you guys today to show you what I'm playing and see what you guys think. Either way, let's hop right on into this deck profile. So, first up, I am playing, of course, the 1 Yubel. For those that have never seen this card, it cannot be destroyed by battle. You take no battle damage from battles involving this card. Before damage calculation, if this face-up attack position card is targeted for an attack, inflict damage to your opponent equal to that attacking monster's attack. Once per turn during your end phase, tribute one other monster or destroy this card. When this card is destroyed, except by its own effect, its owner can special summon one Yubel Terror Incarnate from their hand, deck, or graveyard. So, for those that are curious on what the Yubel Terror Incarnate is, we have Yubel Terror Incarnate. Basically cannot be normal summoned or set, and must be special summoned by Yubel, cannot be destroyed by battle. You take no battle damage from battles involving this card. Before damage calculation, if this face-up attack position card is targeted for an attack, inflict damage to your opponent equal to that attacking monster's attack. Once per turn during your end phase, destroy all other monsters on the field. When this face-up card leaves the field, you can special summon one Yubel, the ultimate nightmare, from your hand, deck, or graveyard. Then, since a lot of people don't play the ultimate nightmare, I am playing the ultimate nightmare because it fits the deck all so much. Cannot be normal summon or set, must be special summoned by Yubel Terror Incarnate, cannot be destroyed by battle. You take no battle damage from battles involving this card. At the end of the damage step, this face-up card, or face-up attack position card battled an opponent's monster, inflict damage equal to that monster's attack to your opponent. Also destroy that monster. So, as you guys have noticed, Yubel increases its level each time it is destroyed. So it goes from a level 10 to a level 11 to a level 12, in which it still has the same effect of basically dealing damage to your opponent for how much they swing into you for, or swing into it for. I love Yubel for that effect because it's such an interesting archetype and card. Next, I have 3 Spirit of Yubel. Cannot be destroyed by battle. Also, you take no damage from battles involving this card. If this card is destroyed, you can special summon one of your Yubel that is banished or in your deck, hand, deck, or graveyard. You can only use each of the following effects of Spirit of Yubel once per turn. When an opponent's monster declares an attack, you can special summon this card from your hand. If this card is special summoned, you can add to your hand or set one spell or trap from your deck that mentions Yubel. So, while it being a essential battle fader for the deck, and another name for Yubel, it has the capability of getting you those spells and traps that you really need to utilize for this deck. Next, I am playing 3 Dark Beckoning Beast. When this card is normal summon, you can add one Uriah, Lord of Searing Flames, Mon Striking Thunder, or Raviel, Lord of Phantasms, or one card that specifically lists any of those cards in its text from your deck to your hand, except Dark Beckoning Beast. You can only use this effect of Dark Beckoning Beast once per turn. During your main phase, you can normal summon one Fiend monster with 0 attack and defense in addition to your normal summoner set. You can only gain this effect once per turn. So, while this card is really easy to summon, it has the fun effect of basically getting us a spell card that we need to search out Yubel. It also gives us the capability of summoning really an additional monster with a 0 attack and defense as well that can further our plays, such as one of the 3 Samsara D Lotus. Samsara D Lotus is you can tribute this card, special summon one Yubel monster from your deck during your opponent's turn when a monster effect is activated while you control a Yubel monster. Quick effect. You contribute this card, the activate effect becomes destroy one Yubel on the field. During your end phase, if you control a Yubel and this card is in your graveyard, you can add this card to your hand or you can special summon it. You can only use each effect of Samsara D Lotus once per turn. So it helps out greatly with just being able to get extension and interaction onto the board. For the final Yubel based card that I play, it is 2 Gruesome Grave Squirmer. If you control a fiend monster, quick effect, you can special summon this card from your hand. Then you can destroy 1 Yubel or 1 monster that mentions it in your monster zone. You can banish this card from your graveyard, special summon 1 fiend monster with 0 attack and defense from your hand or graveyard except Gruesome Grave Squirmer. You can only use each effect of Gruesome Grave Squirmer once per turn. So, for those that know what the original Grave Squirmer is, the original Grave Squirmer is a flip effect or on destruction effect, basically to target and destroy 1 card that attacked it. It is basically a much more improved card now, given that. Then, finally, for the last support card that I play the 1 Unchained Soul of Shavara. I'll probably be upping this to 2, in all honesty, because it is such a really cool card. During the main phase, if this card is in your hand, quick effect, you can target 1 fiend monster or 1 face-down card you control, destroy it. And if you do, special summon this card, but while it's face up in the monster zone, you cannot special summon monsters except fiend monsters. If this card is sent to the graveyard, you can set 1 Unchained Spell or Trap directly from your deck. You can only use each effect of Unchained Soul of Shavara once per turn. It's just another fiend monster we can utilize and trigger off a destruction effect, so we can get the Yubel effects if we need to. Next up, for hand traps, I'm only playing 2 Effect Veiler and 3 Ash Blossom. In all honesty, I'm probably going to cut the Effect Veiler to run 2 Nibiru or 2 to 3 Ghost Belt, because Effect Veiler is becoming slowly not as useful in the actual meta right now, because a lot of decks can play through Effect Negation pretty easily. But that is all the cards that I have currently that are monsters in the deck. So let's hop right in to our extra, or not our extra deck, but our spells and traps, and go through what we have there that we can utilize as soon as I get everything cleaned up. So, for our spells, Yubel doesn't want to actually get off the mat today, apparently. We have 3 Nightmare Pain. During your main phase, you can destroy 1 dark monster in your hand or face-up field, and if you do, add 1 Yubel or 1 card that mentions it from your deck to your hand except Nightmare Pain. You can only use this effect of Nightmare Pain once per turn. While you control a Yubel monster, your opponent's monsters that can attack must attack Yubel monsters. Your opponent takes any battle damage that you would have taken from battles involving Yubel monsters. So outside of it being a real pain for your opponent to deal with, it makes it really interesting because it forces them to attack directly into Yubel. Next, I play 3 Super Polymerization, because Super Poly is a really beneficial card that allows us to go into one of the few cards that a lot of people don't know, is Yubel the Loving Defender Forever, which can do some burn damage, but also just requires 1 Yubel monster plus 1 or more effect monsters on the field. And since they can't respond to Super Poly, it allows you to basically just get a free summon if you have a Yubel on the board. It's also a very good board clear if you want to get rid of monsters on the board. Next up, we have 3 Nightmare Throne. When this card is activated, you can take 1 fiend monster with 0 attack and defense from your deck and either add it to your hand or destroy it. Once per turn, if a face-up Yubel monster you control leaves the field by a card effect, you can add to your hand 1 Yubel monster from your deck, graveyard, or banishment whose original level is 1 higher or lower than one of those monsters. Then you can special summon it, ignoring summoning conditions. You can only activate 1 Nightmare Throne per turn. In all honesty, this card is really great because it allows you to get your Yubel, or Spirit of Yubel, or Incarnate of Yubel, from the graveyard back into rotation, so you can further your plays and further extension. We, of course, play the 1 Terraforming as another extender to get us technically that 4th copy of Nightmare Throne. We're also playing 1 1-for-1, given the amount of level 1s that we're playing for the deck, because Samsara Lotus is a level 1, Grave Squirmer is level 1, and even if we need to, we can utilize Effect Veiler as a body. I'm also playing the 1 Mature Chronicle, which can help us out greatly. Each time a monster is special summoned that is a Yubel monster, or mentions Yubel, place 1 Chronicle counter on this card. You can remove Chronicle counters from your field to activate one of these effects. 1. Special summon 1 Yubel from your graveyard. 2. Add 1 of your banished cards from to your hand. 3. Banish one card from your deck. 4. Destroy one card on the field. 5. Add one super polymerization from your deck to your hand. So this is basically a super poly searcher or a way to revive Yubel, while also being able to supply further interaction. Next up, I'm playing 3 Opening of the Spirit Gates. When this card is activated, add 1 Uriah, Lord of Searing Flames, Haman, Lord of Striking Thunder, or Raviel of Lord of Phantasms, or one monster that specifically lists any of those cards in its text from your deck to your hand. Once per turn, you can discard 1 card, special summon 1 Fiend monster with 0 attack and defense from your graveyard. Once per turn, if you control a level 10 monster, you can add 1 continuous spell from your graveyard to your hand. You can only activate 1 Opening of the Spirit Gates per turn. So, while it being just basically a searcher and summon of basically any of our Yubel cards, it gives us further interaction to basically search for spells that we can utilize, such as Mature Chronicle, or anything else from our graveyard. That's all the spells that I'm currently playing for this deck. However, I am playing a few traps, which not a lot of people really expect out of this deck. Those traps are 1, the Black Goat Laughs, 1 Eternal Favorite, and 3 Infinite Impermanence. The Black Goat Laughs declare 1 monster card name. This turn, neither player can special summon monsters with that original name, except from the graveyard. You can banish this card from the graveyard, declare 1 monster card name. This turn, neither player can activate the effects of monsters on the field with that original name. You can only use 1 the Black Goat Laughs effect per turn and only once that turn. So it can further help you through a lot of different capabilities, such as getting to where your opponent cannot activate Liger Dancer effect or anything like that. Because this card does not target the actual card, it makes it to where the player can't activate that effect, let alone special summon that card. So it indirectly doesn't affect the monster, it just affects the player. Next, we have Eternal Favorite. Once per turn, you can activate 1 of these effects, but you can only use each effect of Eternal Favorite per turn. Special summon 1 of your Yubel monsters that is banished or in your graveyard. Neither player can activate cards or effects when that monster is special summoned. If you control a Yubel, discard 1 card, send this face-up card to the graveyard, fusion summon 1 fusion monster from your extra deck using monsters from either field as material, including a Yubel monster. This card is really insane because it lets us go directly into our fusions that can allow us to further extend our plays. Then, of course, we're playing the 3 Infinite Impermanence as effect negation, so we can further interact with our opponent. But that is all I'm really running for the actual main deck. If you guys are interested in seeing a more updated deck profile for it, please let me know. If I get like 10 to 15 likes, I'll see what I can do and get it updated to where I can run Yubel Fiendsmith or something else that would be a lot more universally active for most people. Next up, we're going to go right into the extra deck, and I'll show you what I'm playing. I'm playing, of course, the 1 Mud Dragon of the Swamp, 1 Garura of Resident Life. These are our 2 basic Super Poly Fusion targets, because 2 monsters of the same attribute or different types, or 2 monsters of the same type but different names. Same type and attribute, excuse me. So Super Poly lets us basically utilize these so we can just deal with troublesome cards that we don't want to interact with. Then, for the Malice matchup, we have Super Poly target of Earth Golem at Ignister, which requires 1 Cyberus monster and 1 Link monster. Makes it pretty easy to get around if somebody's playing Malice. Next up, I'm playing 2 Dark targets, which are Starving Venom Fusion Dragon and Predaplant Dragostapelia, which is 1 fusion monster plus a dark monster, or Starving Venom Fusion Dragon, which is 2 dark monsters on the field, except a token. The reason why I'm playing Predaplant Dragostapelia and Starving Venom is because Starving Venom helps if there's something that has a lot of dark monsters but no fusion monsters, so I have an extra monster to search or summon. Predaplant Dragostapelia, this is great for basically going against Dracotail, where we can use one of our dark monsters on the board, plus, say, their fusion monster, and go directly into Dragostapelia. Dragostapelia then can make it to where you can target 1 face-up monster your opponent controls, place 1 predator counter on it. It is a level 2 or higher. It becomes level 1 as long as it has a predator counter on it. Negate the activate effects of opponent monsters that have predator counters. So basically, becomes an issue to where it turns monster effects off. For those that are curious, Earth Golem at Ignister has a fun effect. After this card is fusion summoned, you take no damage for the rest of this turn. If this card attacks a monster that is special summoned from the extra deck, this card gains attack equal to its original attack during the damage step only. When this card is destroyed by battle, you can target one Cyberse monster in your graveyard except Earth Golem at Ignister and special summon it. So, for those that are like, oh, well, I really don't like dealing with Malice, and I really don't like dealing with anything over 4K, well, this does it, because it gets you up to 4,600 attack during damage step only, and it basically deals with the Malice matchup pretty easily. Starving Venom is really helpful because if this card is fusion summoned, you can make this card gain attack equal to one of your opponent's special summon monsters until the end of this turn. Once per turn, you can target one level 5 or higher monster your opponent controls. Until the end of this turn, this card's name becomes that monster's original name, and replace this effect with that monster's original effects. If this fusion summon card is destroyed, you destroy all your opponent's special summon monsters. So basically just a board wipe if you need it. Also, I'm sorry guys if you guys are hearing me sniffling or anything. I am a bit sick, so I'm going to be sniffling a little bit. But this is not all the fusions I'm playing in the deck. I'm also playing 1 Phantom of Yubel and 2 Yubel the Loving Defender. And I know a lot of people are like, well, why are you just playing the 1 Phantom of Yubel? Well, if I remember correctly, it is just that 1 on the ban list. If it ever comes off of 1, I will more likely up it to 2. But it's 1 Yubel monster plus 1 Fiend monster with 0 attack and defense. Must be special summoned from the extra deck by shuffling the above cards from your hand, field, and or graveyard into the deck or extra deck. Cannot be used as fusion material. Cannot be destroyed by battle. Also, you take no damage from battles involving this card. When your opponent activates a monster effect, quick effect, you contribute this card. The activated effect becomes your opponent destroys 1 Yubel monster in their hand, deck, or field. You can only use this effect of Phantom Yubel once per turn, which can help out a lot. Yubel the Loving Defender, which is 1 Yubel monster plus 1 or more effect monsters on the field. If this card is fusion summoned, you can inflict 500 damage to your opponent for each material used. You can only use this effect of Yubel the Loving Defender forever once per turn. Cannot be destroyed by battle or card effects. Also, you take no battle damage from battles involving this card. At the end of the damage step, if this card battle an opponent's monster, inflict damage to your opponent equal to that opponent's monster's attack, and if you do, banish that monster. So it gets around like the can't be destroyed effects, stuff like that, while also turning your opponent's monster effects that you really don't want to activate into a tribute for Phantom of the Yubel and for Loving Defender. Because Loving Defender makes it to where you cannot, if they activate an effect or go to battle with it, they basically take burn damage. Phantom Yubel just changes the effect into, well, you're tributing one of your, you're making me tribute one of my Yubels in deck or in hand. But that's all for the fusion monsters I'm playing. Next, I just play the 1 Xyz monster, which is Varudus, the final bringer of end times. 2+ level 10 monsters. When your opponent activates a card or effect, quick effect, you detach 1 material from this card, negate the activation. Then you can detach 1 material from this card, destroy 1 card on the field. At the start of the damage step, if this card attacks while this card has material, you can destroy 1 card on the field. If this Xyz summon card is destroyed, you can destroy 1 card on the field. You can only use each effect of Varudus, the final bringer of end times, once per turn. It is such a fun card, and it looks amazing overall, and I'm so glad that they actually made this card because it's a good rank 10 for you to utilize in the deck. But that is all the Xyz monsters I'm playing as well. For the rest of the extra deck, I'm playing a small Unchained package and a Fiend Link package. For that Fiend Link, I'm playing Muckracker of the Underworld, which has the effect of 2 effect monsters to summon it. Cannot be used as link material. The turn is link summon. If a monster you control would be destroyed by battle or card effect, you contribute 1 Fiend monster instead. You can target 1 Fiend monster in your graveyard except Muckracker of the Underworld, discard 1 card, and if you do, special summon that monster. Also, you cannot special summon monsters for the rest of this turn, except Fiend monsters. You can only use this effect of Muckracker from the Underworld once per turn. It's perfectly fine, has a good capability of getting us our Yubel back from our graveyard onto the board and being able to really trigger off effects. Next, I do play the 1 Unchained Soul of Yama, 1 Unchained Soul of Rage, the 1 Unchained Soul of Anguish, and the 1 Unchained Abomination. For those that don't know what any of these cards do, Unchained Soul Lord of Yama requires 2 Fiend monsters. If this card is special summon, you can add 1 Unchained monster from your deck or graveyard to your hand. If a card you control is destroyed by battle or card effect, while this card is in your graveyard, you can banish this card, special summon 1 Fiend monster from your hand or graveyard. Then you can destroy 1 card you control. You can only use each effect of Unchained Soul Lord of Yama once per turn. Next, we have Unchained Soul of Rage. 2 monsters, including an Unchained Soul monster. During your opponent's main phase, quick effect, you can target 1 face-up special summon monster your opponent controls. Immediately after this effect resolves, link summon 1 Dark Link monster except Unchained Soul of Rage by using that opponent's monster and this card you control as material. If this card on the field is destroyed by battle or card effect, you can target 1 Fiend monster in your graveyard, except Unchained Soul of Rage, add it to your hand. You can only use each effect of Unchained Soul of Rage once per turn. Then we have Unchained Soul of Anguish. You can target 1 face-up monster your opponent controls. Immediately after this effect resolves, link summon 1 Dark Link monster except Unchained Soul of Anguish by using only that opponent's monster in this card you control as material. If this card on the field is destroyed by battle or card effect, you can target 1 Fiend monster in your graveyard, except Unchained Soul of Anguish. Add it to your hand. You can only use each effect of Unchained Soul of Anguish once per turn. Before I get to Unchained Abomination, I have one last card, which is the Nightmare Unicorn. If this card is linked summon, you can discard 1 card, then target 1 card on the field, shuffle into the deck. If this card was co-linked when this effect was activated, you draw 1 card. You can only use this effect with Nightmare Unicorn once per turn. While any co-linked Nightmare monsters are on the field, for your normal draw and your draw phase, you can draw 1 card for each different card name among those co-linked Nightmare monsters instead of drawing just 1 card. So just basically, if you have any other Nightmare monsters and it's co-linked to this card, you get an additional draw during your draw phase. But Unchained Abomination, it requires 2 monsters, including a link monster. If a card or cards on the field is destroyed by card effect, except Unchained Abomination, except during the damage step, you can target 1 card on the field and destroy it. When another monster is destroyed by battle, you can target 1 card on the field and destroy it. During the end phase, you can target 1 card on the field and destroy it. You can only use each effect of an Unchained Abomination once per turn. Basically, it is a pop 3. You're just going into battle, pop. Going in, a card on the field is destroyed, pop. Okay, going to end phase, pop. That's basically it. It's just a full popping aspect of it. Now, I will state that this link package is a little heavy, but it is a lot more fun to utilize than running something like access code or anything like that, because it gives you a lot of capability to just basically go, okay, pop, 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 pop. So you're doing a lot of board destruction while you're utilizing other card effects. But that is all I have for the deck, you guys. I hope you guys did like it. If you did, please go ahead and leave a like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one.
Is it okay if I'm to say I'm catching feelings from all the dealings? Am I astray? What do you say? How are you feeling? Is it the same?